Hey everyone, welcome to Post to Post. My name's Neil. Thanks for joining me today. I apologize just firstly if you hear any lawnmowers or whippersnippers in the background. John Deere out there has been mowing his lawn for 2.5 hours. I don't know why it takes him so long. His lawn is literally the size of this room, and he spends 2 hours at least once a week out there going ham on the thing. So I apologize if there is some background noise, and there is a window right here as well. But today we're talking about the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Carolina Hurricanes. The Tampa Bay Lightning have defeated the Carolina Hurricanes. I like to say that the series was a little bit more close because it kind of felt like that in the games. I think all the games generally were fairly close and the teams felt fairly matched up, but that's just not what the stats say at the end of the day. Tampa Bay kind of walked the series and Carolina struggled. They struggled, and I could look at stats, I could break it down. The only stat I'll give you is I guess the goals. I think Tampa Bay had 14 and Carolina had 9, I think it was. Even that's pretty close. Like, that's not bad over 5 games or whatever it was. So it's just an odd series because they're two very similar teams. They play very similar hockey. They rely on very good, strong goaltending, but can also bring the pain up front as well. And I would say generally have an average defensive core. I think Carolina is a little bit better defensively on their back end than Tampa Bay. And Tampa Bay can probably provide a little bit more offense from their defensemen. But generally, they're really close teams. So it's a hard series to predict. But if I'm not mistaken, I did predict Tampa, but not in 5. I think I said maybe 6 or 7. But I really want to break this down into... I don't have much to say. I just have basically 2 things to say. Number 1, can you stop winning Tampa Bay? I was cheering so hard for Carolina in this series. I really wanted to see them go on, mainly because I just really don't like repeat winners, and I don't want to see Tampa Bay win again. I just find that boring. I like to see a new team win every single year, so I was obviously rooting hard for Carolina, and even if it wasn't the case, even if Tampa Bay didn't win last year, I would still be rooting for Carolina because I like them quite a bit. But Tampa, I'm not happy with you right now, but objectively, man, they're good. Like, ridiculously good, and I like a lot of Tampa players, and they're so fun to watch. And I could say 1,000 things about Kucherov. I could say 1,000 things about Stamkos. But I want to talk about 2 other players, not Point either, not Hedman. I want to talk about why the heck does Vasilevskiy not get enough credit? Like, I understand he's got a fairly decent trophy case, but there just seems to be a lack of conversation around Vasilevskiy. Like, to me, he was the best player in that entire series. It was unbelievable. Some of the saves that he made during big moments was just crazy. But no one seems to be talking about it. I don't understand it, and it makes me angry. Like, I'm a Canadiens fan, and yeah, Carey Price has been playing pretty good, but I look at Vasilevskiy and I think, you got that team in front of you, and you're that good? Like, dang, I'm jealous of the Tampa Bay Lightning fans for sure. Much deserved success for the Tampa Bay Lightning. And Vasilevskiy, I honestly can't say enough good things about him. What an unbelievable goalie. And one of the coolest things at the end of the last game during the handshake line was seeing the respect from Brind'Amour. He spent probably 20 to 30 seconds just talking to Vasilevskiy and telling him, like, I don't know, because I don't really know what he was telling him, but I assume that he was telling him, go win it. Go win the Stanley Cup again. You're the man, basically. It's kind of what I got from that. I just thought that was really, really respectful from Brind'Amour to do that, to not only congratulate him on the win, but also spending 30 seconds is a long time to have a conversation in a handshake line. So that was really, really impressive by Brind'Amour. Showed a lot of respect, and it was to the right person, Vasilevskiy, who doesn't get enough credit as he deserves. The other person I wanted to kind of talk about is Killorn. Like, he gets overshadowed so much, but he does so many little things right. Like, he's always in the right place at the right time. And of all the players on Tampa Bay, for whatever reason, he's not one of the ones that I really, really like. But, man, like, just objectively, what an unbelievable depth player. And Killorn, like, does so many things right. It's fantastic. On the other side of the coin, you've got Carolina. Disappointing, right? Like, it is disappointing because you feel like you've got all the pieces in place. You've got scoring, you can play defense, and you have, for the most part, really consistent and good goaltending. I thought Nedeljkovic was fantastic during most of the playoffs. He did let in a couple of goals in this series that were questionable, but then you also have Mrazek, who came in and I thought played really well, obviously. but still they just couldn't find a way to score on Vasilevskiy. They couldn't find a way to get it done. And I think the biggest turning point in the entire series was when Carolina, I think they were leading 2-0 maybe, and then Tampa came back, but then Carolina scored twice again. Anyways, the score is 4-2, and they looked like, Carolina's got this in the bag. Like, it was a much-needed win. Like, this is awesome. And then Tampa Bay just went boom, 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 and all of a sudden Tampa won the game. Like, that, to me, that was the turning point of the series that really solidified Tampa as going to be victorious in the series. So even though it wasn't the final game, to me, that was kind of the nail in the coffin, and that really put the ink on the paper. So I'm obviously disappointed that Carolina did not win. They got matched up to a very difficult opponent. There's a lot of very difficult opponents left. Obviously, Boston and the Islanders would be a very difficult opponent as well. So it's going to be interesting to see who Tampa faces. We might find that out sooner rather than later, but still, a good series to watch too. Like, as a hockey fan, like a genuine good series to watch between Carolina and Tampa, because they don't play this shutdown kind of role, kind of like the Islanders or Montreal. Typical, you could say, boring hockey to watch. They both throw around the puck a lot in the offensive zone. They have so much skill, and they're a really fun team to watch. So it's disappointing that they are out of the playoffs. But for me, my favorite player probably was Jacob Slavin on Carolina. I just thought, like, extremely responsible and pretty decent defensively as well. A couple of mistakes, obviously, but very, very responsible, extremely responsible on the ice, not taking a bunch of penalties. I think maybe the only penalty that he did have was a puck over glass penalty, if I'm not mistaken. He plays a very respectful, very good game. So again, kind of a depth player that gets overshadowed a little bit. But I would love to know your thoughts on the series. Were you surprised by Tampa winning? Were you extremely disappointed that Carolina lost? And yeah, would love to hear your thoughts down below. Thanks, guys, for watching this quick video. I really appreciate it. Hope you're having a wonderful night, and I'll talk to you real soon. Adios.